we were looking on this show for new beginnings, right? We were looking for a post-Survivor Series episode where we were going to get our teeth into some new things. And I don't know, maybe it delivered a little bit of that. I do think that this episode was worth watching. I thought there was some good moments in the episode. Obviously, we're going to do a bit of a breakdown of the episode. But by and large, I was pretty much sports entertained. I think one of the things that was a real drawback for this episode was the fact that we knew in advance who was going to be John Cena's last opponent. That last match didn't carry a great deal of drama for me. It wasn't like edge of the seat stuff. There was maybe just a tiny, tiny percentage chance that they might have changed their mind, but I didn't expect it. And so, of course, Gunther picks up the victory. And the big news is that Gunther is going to be John Cena's final opponent. Lots of differing opinion as to whether that is the right way to go. It's a conversation we've had many times. I feel like Gunther has been the name that we have been expecting since just after WrestleMania. So, it's a conversation we've had many, many times. Some people are for it. Some people are against it. It's what's happening, right? It's where we're going. That is going to be John Cena's final opponent. So, with that being said, we can get to that. That was our main event, but let's make our way through the rest of the show. This, I believe, was just on main event, was earlier on in proceedings before SmackDown. This, of course, is Kit Wilson, who was doing a whole toxic masculinity thing a little while ago. Haven't seen anything to do with that in quite a while. He used to pop up in like backstage segments. Absolutely nothing, but here he was in action just before SmackDown. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing more of him as we move forward into 2026. Someone that we didn't get to see more of was Drew McIntyre. He was getting into it with Nick Aldis. I like the fact that Drew McIntyre is still suspended. I like the fact that we haven't just abandoned it and forgotten it. I think that's good. So he was getting into it with Nick Aldis. He got out his car, got told to go back in. You're still suspended. He got back in the car. Cody was in there. Cody started unloading on Drew. Obviously, Drew went on Cody's bus and attacked Cody. Cody was not ready to forgive and move on from that, nor should he be. And this was good. I thought this was really good, how Cody attacked Drew. We saw some energy from Cody. We saw a bit of aggression from Cody. Plenty of people asking to see more of that. And then we followed Cody from here to the ring where he would cut what I thought was a pretty good promo, right? Fiery and really spitting it out. Nick Aldis, I need you to reinstate Drew McIntyre. He wants to get his hands on Drew McIntyre, make him pay for what he did to Cody on that bus. I think he called Drew a cockroach in the promo as well. It was short, it was sweet, it was pumped up and a bit of energy in there. I actually thought it was a pretty decent way to start SmackDown, all things considered. So we had that. Then we had this. So we saw Damian. He was talking about Zelina helping out Alistair. And he was like, well, let me introduce you to my wife. Stepped aside and there was Rhea Ripley. The Terror Twins reuniting. They're going to be taking on Alistair Black and Zelina next week. This is just a side quest for Rhea Ripley, right? Just a side quest. But I'm into it. I'm here for it. I thought it was a pretty fun reveal. Then we found out that Carmelo was going to be taking on Ilja in the Open Challenge. Not down on that. In the background, look, Melo, 6'7". It's been lots of clips of him having fun with 6'7", and it seems like people in the crowd taking notice of that. So Carmelo against Ilja Dragunov. This match was a banger. You lot said this was the match of the night. You said it was great. 53%. You really enjoyed it. It got that great rating. There was lots of action on the outside. We had some outside interference, though. We did get Tommaso Ciampa come down. He would interfere in the match, and as a result, Ilja would secure the victory. What I really appreciated was the attention to detail. And after the match, Ilja saw on the screen that Tommaso had got involved and he was livid. You don't want anyone to be in any doubt that he did not want to win that way. He is an honourable man that wants to win the right way. You don't want anyone to start saying, I think that him and Tommaso are working together or anything like that. I thought this was a really good little detail where he got to see that there had been outside interference and we got to see his reaction to that. He was livid. And we would find out that he would storm backstage and demand a match with Tommaso Ciampa for next week. So there we go. They are on a collision course. Shame that the outside interference had to ruin what was a very, very enjoyable match. Shame we couldn't just let them cook and then have the outside interference. But, well, it was fine. Whatever. It was, again, you know, your favourite match of the night. Then we had Alexa Bliss coming out with Charlotte and Lily. Worth mentioning Lily. Haven't seen Lily in a little while. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't matter. It's just we do get some people asking where Lily is. I don't care. But she was back this week as Alexa made her way down to the ring for match number 2. This was Kairi Sane against Alexa Bliss in a, oh my God, we've got to kill some time match. Right? They're feuding around the tag titles. And for me, just do the tag match, right? If this is around the tag titles, we don't need to be doing singles matches. We could have showcased Julia or someone else instead, rather than like giving tag teams singles matches. I always find that so frustrating. And actually, we're doing the same next week. It was announced that we're going to be doing Alexa against Lash Legend in another Let's Kill Some Time match. So this wasn't for me. Seemingly it wasn't really for you guys either. You scored it a fair, good 95, but I don't think it was a great addition to the show. So Alexa against Kairi. We were underway. Alexa would secure the victory thanks to the sister Abigail. Then we would have Nia and Lash get involved. They would attack Charlotte. They would attack Alexa. They would also attack Kairi. And Asuka would make the save. So, you know, we've got all these women circling around these tag titles. The women's tag division is very exciting at the moment. A lot of people hoping it's going to build to like a TLC type match where we're going to have all these teams climbing a ladder, trying to get the belts, maybe doing a tornado tag, something along those lines. But I could really do without these singles matches. Personally, certainly when you think there's talent that can't even get onto the show that we could be showcasing instead. Then we have got Jade. I thought her gear looked pretty fun, actually. Looked pretty good. She's just murking everyone, isn't she, at the moment? So we were underway with this match. She was going to be taking on Alba Fyre, again, in a bit of a waste of time. This is just because last week Jade got involved in Chelsea's title celebration. And so that means that we do heel against heel now. Jade, a heel. I haven't seen anything to suggest she's changed to being a babyface. Taking on Alba Fyre, a heel. Again, nothing to suggest she is a babyface. On the outside was Chelsea Green, a heel. And then we brought down Kiana James, who's a heel, who then allowed Julia, let's all say it together, who's a heel. And there was a big brawl on the outside. So heels going wild in this match. It meant that Julia and Chelsea were fighting on the outside. They would go away. That would leave Jade and Alba alone in the ring. There's only ever going to be one winner. And of course, it was Jade. Match took about 2 minutes. Again, bit of a waste of time. I would say that we started off pretty hot. I like the Cody thing. I like the opening match. This bit just sort of sagged in the middle, to be honest. This was interesting, though. Backstage, we had the NXT champion Ricky Saints. We had Oba Femi, the ruler. They're going to be going up against each other at NXT Deadline. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. So if you are around, swing in, say hello, share your thoughts. We're going to be doing that. This match is going to be taking place. The winner of that match will face Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event on John Cena's last match event. We will get the NXT champ taking on the undisputed WWE champ. I think that's a really fun match, right? I don't believe any belts are on the line. I think it's all non-title, but I think that's really fun. I think Ricky gets it. That was a match that we had actually been speaking about when people were asking, what do we think they're going to do when it comes to the NXT main roster matches? I said I think we could get Ricky against Cody. I think we could get NXT champ against WWE champ. Plus, we know they are really good friends in real life. And so I think Ricky taking a loss to Cody is no problem. And I think that that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Cody Rhodes against Ricky. Cody gets the win in a real hard-fought battle. Ricky pushing Cody to his limit. Lots of respect afterwards. Lovely showcase. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm thinking that's the direction we go. Then we also had another little backstage moment. This was when Ilja demanded that he get Tommaso Ciampa next week. As he was asking for that, Tama Tonga once again making his presence felt. But Solo was like, come on, we got to get to the ring. They had something else they needed to turn their attention to, which, of course, was the Wyatt Sicks. Then we had another of these adverts. This one just focused on Rhea Ripley, and I don't think I've seen this one before. I think this was the first time we got to see this Rhea Ripley one. In the ring, we got Solo. He had some nice lines in his promo. I was actually quite impressed with his promo. So Solo said the MFTs have handled the Sami Zayn problem. He went on to say, your family has something that belongs to my family. That, of course, being the tag titles. This was a good line. Uncle Howdy, everything that was his and is now yours will be mine. Yeah, good line. I did find it interesting how he kept referring to Bo as Uncle Howdy, and I did make that observation in the watch-along. I think if I was Solo in kayfabe, if I was that character, I wouldn't want to build up the aura. I wouldn't want to build up the mystique of Uncle Howdy. I would be referring to him as Bo Dallas. I'd be like, Bo, this Uncle Howdy persona, this character that you're running around as, do you think that intimidates me? If I'm Solo, that's where I'm coming from. That's the kind of verbiage I'm going to be coming out with. I thought it was very interesting he didn't do that and kept referring to Bo as Uncle Howdy. I mean, there were certainly moments in there. He managed to squeeze in a Bo leave line. But, yeah, I thought it was interesting that he kept referring to him as Uncle Howdy. I think the truth is creative want to build that aura for Uncle Howdy. And this was maybe a bit of a subliminal way that they were kind of going around doing that, right? Even having Solo kind of acknowledge Uncle Howdy. I will show the world that you don't deserve the name Wyatt. Some good lines. I thought it was a good promo. Of course, the lights would go out. We would have the Wyatt Sicks ringside. I thought that Howdy looked good. Seems to have a good size to him, right? Upper body looks quite big, looks good. It's not all dreads. Some of the hair is just normal. Some of it is braided. Some of it is dreads at the front. Looks a bit dirty as well. I mean, honestly, I thought he looked good. I thought Howdy looked visually quite good, quite impressive. Of course, we'd have a big brawl. There was moments where we had Talatonga and Rowan going at each other. I'm totally down to see a singles match between those two. Put the two monsters in there against each other. But don't know where this is going to go. I think it's a hard feud to book. Both teams need to get the win. So it's a hard feud to book. But I think the Wyatts will ultimately emerge victorious. MFTs, though, are going to hopefully get some wins along the way. Get some, aura building moments, because both of these teams kind of need to come out of this feud looking good. Both of these teams need building as we head into 2026. Right, we would also find out that Bayley is going to be taking on Sol Ruca at John Cena's last event. So there we go. We have got a women's match. I'm surprised that there isn't like 4 women against 4 women, like an 8-woman tag for the NXT women against main roster. I'm surprised we're not doing that for the men as well. I mean, at the moment, we've got 2 singles matches that have been announced. I don't know how many matches there's going to be. I would imagine like 3, and then John in the second hour. Maybe there'll be 4. I don't know. Perhaps you could do Bayley versus Sol Ruca, Ricky Saints against Cody, and also do a couple of multi-person tag matches. I would just think they would want to get as much talent showcased as possible. But so far, 2 matches have been announced to go along with John and Gunther, and they're both singles matches. Interesting. Great showcase, though. I mean, it shows how much they believe in Sol Ruca. So, brilliant for her. And good for Bayley as well, because she missed out on Survivor Series. She missed out on WrestleMania as well, obviously getting jumped and replaced by Becky. So I'm pleased that she's getting something here, so fair play. So there we go, graphic for next week, mixed tag match, Terror Twins. Not being advertised as Terror Twins, that's a shame. Taking on Aleister Black and Zelina. We know we got Alexa next week as well, taking on Lash Legend. We've also got Ilja Dragunov. He's going to be in action. The match is official. He's going to be in action next Friday against Tommaso Ciampa. That United States Championship on the line. Should be a great match, that. I wonder if Carmelo will get involved, though. That's the only thing, because Tommaso has ruined Carmelo's match. So Carmelo could ruin Tommaso's match. Okay, main events. So I think the big talking point here for me is how Gunther won. Because he did say in an interview earlier in this show, pay attention to how I get the win here, right? And he did also speak to the camera as well. So I didn't go into this with much doubt as to who was winning, but I think they did give me something from this match I wasn't expecting, and that's how Gunther got the win, right? So LA Knight Gunther, the final of the Last Time Is Now tournament. There we go. Look at this. So it's kind of like an STF type move. Slight adjustment to it, and it is that he made LA Knight tap. He made LA Knight tap. So Gunther secures the victory. He's got his hands raised in the air. Sportskeeda saying, what do you think? Right decision? Wrong decision? There's certainly no more conversation to be had as to who it's going to be. We know who it's going to be. John Cena's final match will be against Gunther, but it was Gunther talking to the camera when he said he will finally give up at Saturday night's main event. I am going to make you tap. He wants to humiliate John Cena. He doesn't want to just beat him. He wants to make him tap out in his last match. And I think there's a real chance John will. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm rooting for. I mean, do you want to have John tapping out to Gunther? That's going to build up a lot of heat. It's going to have a lot of people upset. But is that what we're going for? I mean, we want heat on Gunther. We want Gunther to upset people. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, he's a heel. We want him to be hated. We want him to be booed out the building. We want people to turn against him. So, I don't know. Are we going to get some extra spice by actually having him make John Cena tap out? That will upset a lot of people. That is going to upset a lot of people. Is that really what we're going to do? It's very interesting. It's added an extra wrinkle, this, to me. I think I just expected Gunther just to pin John, have John go out 1, 2, 3. But actually, the embarrassment of John having to choose, is he going to tap and then tapping out? I actually thought there'd be some respect with Gunther shaking John's hand after. Not like a big hug and a raising his hand. Just a moment of like a handshake and off he goes. I thought they might do something like that. I'm starting to think no. I'm actually starting to think that this is going to be built more around disrespect than respect. Certainly if he wants to make him tap out. It's a very interesting wrinkle. And it does leave me with something just to chew over as we get closer to that Saturday night's main event. So, score-wise, I'm probably going to say this show's like a 6.5, something like that. I think that there was definitely elements here to watch. I think there was some stuff that you could have enjoyed. I think there's a bit of a lull in the middle, but I enjoyed the Wyatt Sicks moments. I think the tap out thing is really interesting. The opening match was good, but did get a bit ruined by the finish. The Cody Rhodes open, I thought, was pretty strong. There wasn't anything that was actively bad. There was just stuff here that could have done without, really. Could have done without. And I am very confused about all the women heels going up against each other. Where are the female baby faces? I mean, we did see Michin and BFAB pop up backstage momentarily. Michin and Jade are definitely on a collision course, but does feel all a bit weird, doesn't it, at the moment when it comes to the SmackDown women's division? We do need to get that sorted sooner rather than later. So there we go. That was SmackDown. Hope you enjoyed it. A big thank you to everyone that's joined us for the watch along. We will be back later with that NXT Deadline stream. Looking forward to that. And of course, everything is building to Saturday night's main event. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.